All right, let's get into the Weekly Watch Report where we talk about the things we watched this week. Weekly Watch Report on Monday. 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 Hacks is back!
Oh, that's exciting.
Hacks is back! It's back. It's back.
I forgot you love Hacks.
Love Hacks. It's back, season 3.
I feel like it's been a long time.
It has been, but, there was a whole thing,
Yeah, strike. Right. Forgot.
There
was that whole thing.
There's a whole thing that happened.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Don't
Fair.
come for Hacks in that way.
No. I just meant people are so excited for it to be back. It's been a while.
I friggin' love Hacks.
Is it week by week?
Yeah. Unfortunately. 2 episodes came out, but now it's week by week, which is annoying. I might just let them load up.
Yeah.
I haven't decided if I'm going to watch week to week or
what
let them load up.
What strategy you want to take to tackle this?
I love it so much that I need it all. After I watched the 2 episodes, I was like, feed me more. Really great start to the season.
Good.
You've never watched Hacks, right?
No, never. Yeah.
Oh, you would love it.
Yeah.
You would
I know
love
I would love
Hacks.
Yeah, I got to watch it.
It's so good. It's so funny. It's going to get a B+ from me.
Okay.
It's really good. I want to give it an A.
No, but that's a good score.
But it's the first 2 episodes, so I don't know. I'm excited. I don't know if it's because I'm excited it's back or if it's actually, so I'm going to give it a B+. We'll see what happens. Love it. I love Hacks. This literally made me so giddy. I love Hacks. Yeah. It's so fucking funny. Just an amazing show on HBO Max. If you haven't seen it, go start it. First 2 seasons are out. 2 seasons are out. 3rd season out now. Go watch Hacks. That's my number 1 recommendation. Hacks. Watch The Idea of You. Cute. I'm not
I watched it too.
taking my panties off for it. Like other people.
Loved it.
But it was cute.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. I wanted to be obsessed with it. Yeah. I really did.
Obviously, there's parallels with Notting Hill. Just kind of
gotta dance before we walk.
Yeah, that that wasn't doing it for me that much. But I thought it was cute.
Guys, this movie is made for somebody like me. Let's be this, know.
But here's the thing: when we talk about this stuff, I also do love these movies. I also grew up loving all this stuff, but. No. I gotta be honest, I don't love every single movie in this genre that comes out.
I'm not talking about just romance. I'm talking about the possibility of falling in love with the lead singer of a boy band. That is my genre.
Okay. I see what you mean with that. Right.
This
you kind of lived your life thinking.
I saw a girl on TikTok who described it perfectly. She was like, this movie is my pre-sleep mind to fall asleep and dream about the scenarios of falling in love with somebody from a boy band or Justin Bieber, whoever it is. I used to tuck myself into bed. Head on the pillow, and fall asleep thinking about serendipitously running into Nick Jonas somewhere and us just running away together.
I can relate to that, but about real people.
Yeah, no.
I'm not judging you because I understand.
Celebrities only. I actually never thought about real people.
Mine would just be about my crushes.
No. I went as far out of the realm of possibility as possible. Now, granted, this is obviously she's an older woman. It's the whole point of the movie. But the sentiment is still there.
Right, and I get that. I get that fully. I thought it was cute.
I watched it twice. I watched it Thursday when it came out, and then I said, you know what? I got an email from JetBlue. It wasn't the case, but I got an email from JetBlue before my flight on Sunday that was like, we fear the Wi-Fi may not work on your flight. It did work, but
they feared it wouldn't.
So I was like, oh God, let me download something to have. So obviously I've downloaded it again. I was like, let me give it another watch. Now, Anne is spectacular.
Anne is great.
I was going to say, you historically haven't been
the
biggest Anne fan.
Yes, but this is the thing. I love Anne Hathaway's movies. Anne Hathaway as a person was where my critiques came in. Now, Anne Hathaway, I just think, and she's a lot, but I've accepted her for how she is.
I like Anne Hathaway as a person.
I have accepted her for how she is.
What is it?
Like people don't like. I like her as a person. I think
but what is it about her?
It used to grind my gears a little bit, and it's just like the way the way she would respond to things in like interviews. She's just like kind of a lot. I don't think that's crazy to say.
Oh, so you want Anne Hathaway to tone herself down?
No,
I'm trying to think.
No, like I said, I've accepted it, and I've actually thoroughly enjoyed her. But she's like, I mean, she just did this big New York Times article that everybody had a lot to like. Her answers were like, she's very, I don't even know the right way to describe it. She's like very poetic in the way she says things, and it's like, but I did actually really love her press run with Nicholas that they did together. They seemed like good buddies, and you know, anytime he called her Annie, I was like, oh, that's cute. You know, like only people that really know her are allowed to call her Annie. You know, no, I'm not calling her Annie.
What is their actual age difference in real life?
Like 10-ish years, maybe 12, 10 to 12. I actually just looked this up because he is like almost 30 and she's a little over 40, I believe.
Is she married?
Yes.
Huh.
Yeah. She's married. She's got children. I actually she looks so fucking good right now. And I was like Googling, I'm like, what is she doing? And then I was reading the New York Times article. She's 5 years sober. So that'll do it. Yeah. That'll do it. You cut alcohol out of your life.
It definitely.
And it certainly helps. That's always the case whenever I see people who are like, oh, these like models or whoever, they're getting interviewed before like SI, like, oh, what are you doing? What are you doing? And they're like, oh, well, you know, not drinking. I'm like, lost me there. So Anne's 5 years sober and it shows.
Yeah, she looks great.
She looks fucking incredible. But I thought they had great chemistry.
Yeah,
they sold it.
I thought it was just a cute movie.
Yeah.
Like, you know, it was I thought it was cute.
A little corny at times, but
totally.
Yeah.
So this is another thing. The book and the movie are. You did watch it, Noah.
I did watch it.
Okay. The book and the movie are different. And spoiler alert, if you haven't read the book, I'm going to talk about it. If you want to read the book, don't listen to me talk right now. In the book, she has a younger daughter, which kind of changes the whole scenario, right? Like, I couldn't really see the differences until also I watched it again, knowing how it ends, because they switched the ending. The ending of the movie, they kind of line it all up so that it does leave it open for there to be like a potential happy ending. In the book, they break up, and that's just like it.
I think I like that better.
So, because she's younger, the daughter's younger in the book, so it's like, okay, and she's like, she is still obsessed with the band. It's a whole big thing. Hayes wants to, like, he basically like leaves the band, whatever. She says, like, you can't do this, like, fall in love with the idea of you. It's over. Like, that's it. Mm-hmm. And that's the case. The movie, clearly they lined it all up differently so that it would be possible for there to be a happier ending, right? Like, they make the daughter older, where it's like, okay, she's not so obsessed with the band now, and if enough time passes where now she's in her early 20s, it's like she's moved on with her life, and like a potential happy ending is there. I'm a sucker for a happy ending, so I'm happy with the way they made the changes.
But 5 years go by?
Some people hated it.
What changed?
They're just meant to be Noah. No, I'm kidding. Look, some people are going to hate this story anyway. This movie is not meant to be like, I just wish every movie that was made, there didn't need to be like think pieces written about them every single time. Like, it's just not that deep.
It's just a movie.
It's just not that deep.
But we live in a world now where it's like, wait, this is such a weird scenario.
Let's dissect this and let's dive deep into it.
It's a movie. It's fantasy.
There was one corny line, like the one that I like laughed at. I can't remember what the question was, but his answer was just like, it was like, what do you like about me or something? He's like dramatic pause, everything.
I mean, that's what you're gonna get in all these movies, though,
yeah,
right?
You absolutely are. It was cheesy, and that's the kind of cheese
I'm just a girl.
I love that. Yeah. No, it's not, but it was. I like I said, thoroughly enjoyed it. Music is right up my alley.
I'm gonna rate it.
I'm a moonhead.
to me, it was
I'm listening to the songs. I was walking on the way to work listening to
and that makes me happy. That makes me happy for you that you enjoy it. For me, I'm like, this is a fake band in a
100%.
You know? But I have seen people enjoying it.
Yeah.
I have seen people enjoying it.
And some people are going to hate a movie like this, right? Or they hate the premise. They don't like the setup. They think it's weird, blah, blah, blah.
I liked the premise.
You're fine. That's fine. You're allowed to hate it too, however you feel about it.
I liked the premise.
Yeah.
I just wasn't like, I guess maybe I kind of wasn't like, these two need to be together.
Yeah.
You know, I think... It felt rushed.
Right.
Like when they're like
their relationship?
No, not their relationship. I just meant like obviously it's a movie, right? And the book is probably you are rooting for them more.
Yeah.
In the context of this movie, the way that they met at the bathroom, I'm like, that's it? Like, you know, like that's all it really took?
You know
like,
what's a better movie? Marry Me.
It just
no.
I think it was probably because I hadn't read the book, and I think in the book they probably play it out a little bit more, and the movie's a quick movie.
A critique for the movie too is like I think the pacing was a little off. Like the first half of the movie seemed to move like slower, and then like the second half it was like a lot of things happening very quickly, and all this like their relationship was really serious really fast. It felt like that, and like the first half of the movie was like, oh, this is sweet, like they're going on a date or whatever. It's like it just that would maybe it got like very serious and like kind of sad like quickly.
Yeah,
which is it had to.
You only have a certain amount of time. I'm gonna give it a C+. Like it was.
That's what I was gonna.
It was a cute movie. I'm glad I watched it. It was a great little cute Thursday night watch.
Yep.
I love any kind of movie that's an easy romantic. Oh, that was cute watch, and that was my take on it.
This is where like head and heart, right? Like if I was going just like, I'd give this like a B. Like I'd be like objectively give it like around a B. My heart, I love this movie. I watched it twice. I mean, I watched it twice in one weekend. That's an A movie for me, Yeah. Like I'm watching it multiple times.
You got to go with what your heart.
I'm watching it multiple times.
It's like I would just try to put it in perspective of like, what is Notting Hill to you?
Well, that's why I just said it's head versus heart. Like if I'm gonna rate it as a movie,
I know, but like even like heart versus heart, like Notting Hill is like another level of like, oh, this is a great movie.
Okay, and this movie evoked those emotions in me.
Really,
it did. It really did.
I'm shocked.
In the cheesy levels that it was at, I still enjoyed it. I did. I mean, you're also watching it at different times. Like Notting Hill, I've watched 1,000,000 times, and I watched for the first time when I was like 13. Like it's like it's a.
But
different...
as someone who watched Notting Hill for the first time this year, Notting Hill to me was an A+.
Oh well, yes, of
course.
Of course.
The idea of you is a C+.
I don't even really know why are we comparing these two movies.
And Noah brought up
British.
I think no. I think it's very similar in the sense that it's a famous person,
famous. Yeah.
and then like kind of like a normal person,
right?
With like and then
yeah.
The age difference thing is not.
That's fair. No, I mean, I'm not crazy. Like the Notting Hill is a absolutely fantastic movie.
I think Marry Me is more of a comparable.
Marry Me was terrible.
I love Marry Me.
Oh my God,
Jennifer Lopez.
The J-Lo Owen Wilson movie.
You talked about liking Marry Me.
I did.
Fran definitely talked about liking Marry Me.
Did I like my?
Yes.
Maybe in the moment.
No, you really liked it.
I think you did.
Yeah, no, I want to like go back and find your. I want to like go back finding when you talked about it, because I remember you being like, I liked it a lot.
It was surprisingly
I probably
good.
did. I probably did.
Because all of a sudden you just jumped to it being horrible, but I'm like, that's not the review you gave it.
I sometimes feel like in the moment I really enjoy it. And then when I like sit with it for 6 months and think back, I'm like, that was not an objectively
I remember
good movie.
you guys both talking about really liking it, and I never watched it.
Yeah. God, I can't even remember.
So maybe that'll happen for this movie too.
No, this is totally different. Marry Me, I watched on a plane one time, and never thought to I would never watch Marry Me again. Like the idea of you, I could put on again tonight. Like that's I would watch it for.
It's like a comfort thing for you now, yeah.
And sometimes you just get like those hyper fixations, where it's just like, I got to go back and watch all of his movies. I love him. He is so cute.
I was saying to you before we started recording,
and I have seen most of them.
The whole like Harry Styles thing is interesting to me, and that's a big thing. Maybe it's just the side of the internet I'm on, but it's everyone being like, why can't they just acknowledge that he like isn't at least partly an inspiration to this movie?
I don't know why they can't say it.
There's side by sides where they're like, their hand motions, their like the interview type, like
Nicholas has talked about like other people that he looked for inspiration and all these other things. It is very similar. I think it's also, I mean, they must have just made a collective agreement beforehand to not acknowledge Harry Styles in any way when it comes to this movie.
Like, oh, BTS.
I don't know if they got a fucking warning. I don't know like what happened, or if like Harry Styles' team was like, don't bring me up with this movie, because even the author of the book has been like, it is not about Harry Styles. Like, she's had to come out and say like, I don't know why, like that's not the, because I think she made a comparison.
But the tattoo placements on him, or
I think she
going
made
to a solo career.
Yeah,
like.
I think she made a comparison to Harry Styles about this story a while back, and everyone just held on to that really hard. And now the author's been like, I regret saying that. Like he wasn't the only person I drew inspiration for this character. But like, I mean, hey, it just solely from the fact that this is like the head, not even like the lead guy in a 5-person British mixed, or I mean, like these guys are all different. They're not all British, but like that was made via competition, whatever. They all got assembled into a band. Like just that alone. The other
guys seem like a Zayn type of guy.
Yeah. Just that alone, you're going to get that comparison.
And also the tattoo placements on his body were very Harry Styles like tattoos. Like,
I mean, they 100%. It's there for sure. Yeah. But I'm my guess is something must have come from like Harry Styles' side of the world that they were like, please, like, don't.
Well, Harry Styles also dated
up in this
older women.
Yeah, exactly.
So I think that's also. I mean, R.I.P. Caroline Flack. But that was a big thing.
Yeah,
he was 19, she was 36.
In reality, like One Direction would have come up in some of the promotion of this film, like. They're talking about BTS. They're talking about everything, like every boy band.
Listen, you know what? It is what if the fans know, they know. They don't got to bring it up.
Yeah, I don't really care what they say about it. It's like obviously, like we're
like I'm not begging them to like.
Yeah,
be like,
I don't care if you admit it or not. It's like
right,
exactly.
Like, we know, so
it's
who
there.
Cares?
It's there clearly. Yeah, it's there's no question about it.
Yeah, but that I love. Listen, I love a new movie like that. Yeah. Like when it comes out and
it made me want to go watch Purple
Heart. Talks about
Purple Heart again, which was that Sophia Carson movie with him.
Right.
The one movie I vowed to never watch with him. Sorry. The Camila Cabello Cinderella. Sorry. Not gonna get me. Not gonna get me.
That surprises me.
No. I just heard terrible things about that movie, and the clips I've seen, I'm like, I don't need to watch.
You don't want to taint Cinderella.
Yeah.
Well, I was on, Prime, and so then I watched No Strings Attached after that because that was on there, which is just a classic. I won't rate that; it's just a classic. Bravo shows, obviously staying up to date. Summer House, it's great this season.
I love the fourth wall break on this episode. It was needed. It was needed because we've been talking about it. Like, I love that they brought it up in that way because we've been saying like. Carl obviously knows he's talking about this stuff on camera. Like, what's he going to do? And that's exactly what they had to address this week.
I'm just so sick of Carl. And this is coming from somebody who was like anti-Lindsay at the start of this.
Yeah.
The way that he came outside to that dinner after talking to Amanda and Kyle. And obviously Lindsay's going to want to know what the fuck you were talking about and why you were saying this to her in this moment. His communication skills watching them unfold are fucking awful. And I am like, I just don't like him. I just don't. And I want to say so much more right now, and I'm going to keep it in. I'm going to keep it in.
Yeah.
But just know that I have a ton to say. I have a ton to say. And I want to say it so bad. I'll say it in a nice.
What's the worst thing you're going to say right now?
You're not going to like him? You're not going to like what I'm about to say. You're not going to like where I'm headed. Watching Carl and Kyle on the after shows and their little thing that they got going on. Are we not going to act like they're just like the lesser version of Tom and Tom? Two immature man-childs.
Right.
I'm not saying they are Tom and Tom because Tom and Tom are awful.
Yeah.
But are we gonna act like Carl?
Are we gonna label Schwartz as awful?
Yeah, you know what I mean. Schwartz is just an idiot.
Yeah, exactly.
Tom Sandoval, awful. Schwartz, idiot.
Yeah.
Treated Katie awfully.
Right.
At points.
That's kind of how more I feel about Kyle, you know?
Like Schwartz did treat Katie pretty awfully at points.
Yeah, yeah.
Now he's like, Schwartz is just an idiot. So, right. Okay, I'll wait a bit. But like, Carl and Kyle are man children. They're man children. And they're now gonna just, whatever the word I'm looking for.
I haven't seen all the after show content. I don't watch it.
It's more just like you have Kyle like speaking for Carl and like backing up Carl, and I'm just like, why are we taking any fucking advice from Kyle?
Yeah, Kyle's always done
Why
that
are we taking any advice from Kyle? Because what I'm seeing unfold from Kyle is that Kyle needs advice given to him from somebody who's not any of these people.
Right. Yeah.
Sorry, it just riles me up to watch another idiot, spark up another idiot. There's the disdain on my face right now. Like, I don't even know how I ended up there. Like, it's not like I just got so serious about that, and I apologize. But like, it's frustrating to watch.
Yeah. I get it.
It's like all of these women deserve better.
Right.
Amanda deserves better.
Yeah, it is her husband, though, Like,
no, I know.
Yeah.
I know.
But no,
and I'm sure outside of the show, I'm sure things are different outside of the show. Yeah. But I'm going based off.
I think Kyle plays shit up for TV. My personal
opinion.
Right,
because he like knows that he has to make a show.
He's been on for a long time. He's trying to like keep the show going because I think he's so afraid of what his life is going to be without the show that he like stirs shit up on TV on purpose, especially with Amanda.
Yeah, and it's just like stupid to me, and I'm just like, these two idiots. Like, that's what I look at Carl and Kyle as.
I felt really bad for Lindsay.
Did I go too harsh?
No, I don't think so. I felt bad for Lindsay in that scenario too, because I really felt like Lindsay thought that they had talked about it. Like, I think Lindsay does believe what Carl is telling her and takes it at face value. So when he brought up that they talked, and Lindsay was like, well, we already talked about this. Like, why are we bringing it up again? It's caught her off guard for sure. Like, in that case, then I was like, okay, she visibly seems like she is caught off guard. Like, this is not something, and we are bringing it up on camera. Now he has to say, like, there were things that were said, and we said them on camera, so now I have to tell you now, and I'm also telling you now on camera. So it's like, it's all very meta and a lot going on of like, hey, I had this conversation on camera. I need to talk to you about it. We are also on camera right now. So we have to have this conversation on camera. And then like, do they go home and then off camera they have to talk about all those on camera I don't know. It's messy. I don't know what's going on when those two go home and what they talk about, especially in these moments. Now we know how it ended, but it's tough. And you could see like, Carl is clearly very conflicted. He is terrible at making decisions. Like we said, I just don't think he has that like emotional maturity level to really realize what's going on and maybe to make these decisions for himself. And he's just all over the place. He's all over the place mentally, and he's just not in the place to get married. He ended up making the right call at the end of the day. And at the end of the day, calling off the wedding was absolutely the right call. Just seeing the way he is not okay.
And I can give him props for calling off the wedding, because a lot of people will just go through with it and they'll end up miserable down the line. Right. He's called off the wedding, but the way he's going,
it's the way you go about it.
It's the way he's going about all of this. And Lindsay has her faults. That's no surprise.
Yeah.
But in this situation and what I'm watching unfold right now, like, he is kind of being a manipulator, because on one hand, at the bridal shower and whatever, he's like, I want to marry Lindsay. I want to marry my best friend. And then all of a sudden he's talking like, I don't know. I'm just like, like these guys, it's just like these guys just literally gross me out. Like, when Paige talks, I'm like, like watching Paige talk in the confessionals and everything, I'm just like, yes, like everything she says, like, couldn't be more on point. These guys freak me out. They freak me the fuck out. They're weird.
Yeah, that's fair.
And that's probably what happens when you like live your life on reality TV. I think only a select few of them, get it figured out.
Definitely.
But
No,
that's
definitely.
my rant. I'm sorry.
That's
It
super
got
fair.
like dark and angry. You know,
No,
I was
I
trying
mean,
to keep it light and you know.
Vanderpump is almost over. The finale, I think, is this week.
Thank
is
God.
That part, right? Is it? Is it? I don't know. Am I making that up?
I sound like an angry grandpa. I sound like an angry grandpa right now. Like I'm
I can't. Isn't like the finale where they go to like the big gala and there's like the fights? That's what they're at, right?
Yeah.
Right now? I don't know. So that's happening. Well, wait. I just would like to see when the reunion at that point. I don't really have many more thoughts on Vanderpump.
I knew I was in too deep with Bravo last week when Watch What Happens Live was coming on with Danielle, and I said out loud, "Who asked for this?" And then I said, "Okay, reel it in."
Yep, reel it in, honey.
hater.
Reel it in.
It's all right. It's just reality TV.
Yeah.
Reel it in, hater.
Yeah, you're about to start like fucking Bravo fan, Bravo super fan 867-934-89759 and just like start sending some messages.
Have you seen the commercial on Bravo that's like all the Bravo fans?
Yes.
And they're like all whatever.
Yes.
And it came on and Matt was like, he was like, it's so crazy. Like people like they just like really get so like into. And I looked at him and I said,
yeah, man.
You're looking at one, honey. Cause
couldn't be me.
Yeah. All right. It's so weird.
Tail's hat. How embarrassing.
Oh my God. Right. It's so embarrassing how into this they are.
Oh man. I agree with you on the Summer House. It was a good episode.
I'm just like flustered. Like I could like
the
talk
Valley
about this
was
for way too long. Yeah.
But I am like we said a million times, I'm very much enjoying the Valley. And Real Housewives of New Jersey's back.
It is. I didn't watch last
I haven't
night.
watched yet either.
It was funny. My dad and I were FaceTiming about the Valley, and I was like, this is where I'm getting it from.
Yeah,
right.
yeah,
Like the
yeah.
angriness at the TV is like my dad talking about the Valley. I was like, I almost want to have him call in to this show and have him say his thoughts about the Valley because he had me dying. Like he was just ripping every person apart, and then he'd be like, but I feel bad for this one and like whatever. I'm like, this is a really more in-depth analysis of the Valley than we've ever done.
Amazing.
They got to get back to Florida.
Yeah. Amazing. I did not finish. I still haven't finished Baby Reindeer. I haven't been able to press play on episode 4. Like every time I go to sit down to watch it, I'm like, I press play and then the disclaimer comes up and I'm like, am I in the headspace for this episode right now?
Yeah.
And it's been a no every single time. So I haven't finished yet.
Yeah, I finished. I talked about this last week. I said, woof.
Yeah.
That's all I have to say about it. Like it was really well made.
Yeah.
And just dark.
Chicago episodes came back this week. Finally, I don't know where they were, but we got some new episodes this week. They were good. Good episode of PD. I'm gonna give PD a B, and Med and Fire I'll give a C. I thought it was a better PD episode than Med and Fire. There was a question on the dozen that was like, how many combined seasons of Chicago Med, Chicago Fire, and Chicago PD are there? And I was like, wow, I would have crushed this one.
That's the worst. You're like, fuck.
It's like, fuck, I would have. But Jeff knows I watch those shows,
Yeah,
so he would never give me a question like that.
Yeah.
Not like how I got the number of Voice seasons.
That was fantastic.
Okay, I think that's basically everything I watched though. So Noah, anything for you over there?
I really don't have much because this entire week I was just listening
Drake
to
and
diss
Kendrick,
tracks like nonstop.
I fear my number one song on Spotify this year is going to be one of these diss tracks.
It will be. And then it's like once the diss tracks come out, I just end up watching, like, this is the only time where I ever go on like Twitch or anything, and I just watch people like react to it and talk about it.
The streamers'
They're
reactions
hilarious.
are so funny because you get their live like
yeah. That's the best is when you've heard it and they haven't, and you're like watching them.
waiting for the line. Yeah.
But no, I watched The Idea of You. I'll give it C+. Like, enjoyable. Like, I liked it. Corny, but that's what I expected.
Better than anyone but you.
Oh yeah, easily.
Wow.
Yeah. No, this was better than. Honestly, I forget what I gave that movie, but maybe this.
I think you gave it like an F.
No,
I'm kidding.
I probably give it like a C, or maybe I gave it a C+. But this is definitely like I would rewatch this 10 out of 10
more than anyone but
than
you.
anyone but you.
So interesting. I mean, this movie does have The Idea of You does have an 83% Rotten Tomatoes.
Really? That's pretty
It
high.
was a good movie.
Yeah. And then I watched the most recent episode of Under the Bridge, which is really good.
Still have to
That's
get
one
on
that you
that.
guys should really get on.
God, I've been bad. I've just really been so stuck in like Bravo and like the week by week programs. I haven't like jumped into anything else.
It's very clear after what we just heard come out of my mouth that I need to be pulled out of this Bravo fucking hole that I'm in.
Yeah.
But that's all I watched.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
No sugar?
I literally had it turned on last night. And
No
then,
sugar?
And then
No
I
sugar?
think one of
what
the
happened?
What happened to sugar?
No sugar, honey?
one of the diss tracks dropped and I had to turn it off. And then the Tom Brady roast, I'm like, I don't have time for this. But I do really want to watch the Ryan Gosling movie that came out.
Fall Guy.
Fall Guy.
All guy, yeah.
Because that's out.
Yeah,
but
that's
I wanna watch that
good.
too. Is that on it? Can you rent it or is it
No,
in
I think
theaters?
it's only in theaters.
Theater. So I'm
I
going
also gotta go see Challengers.
Yeah, so I'm going to Florida Thursday to Sunday. We're just going to see Matt's parents. And actually my parents are going too, and we're going to have both our moms together on Mother's
good.
Day.
Oh my God, that's so nice.
I'm so excited about that. And I hopefully.
Don't say it. Don't say it.
All right, never mind. Anyway. Anyways, but
Put a fucking
God, someone tell this girl to shut the fuck up.
like, do not reveal your fucking Mother's Day surprises on the podcast right now, okay?
Do I ever shut the fuck up? I'm tired of hearing my own fucking voice. Anyways,